Panama is one of Latin America's smallest countries, but its 4 million people continue to punch well above their weight. A regional hub for trade and transit, banking and building, Panama's economy is leaping ahead, while many of its neighbors lag behind. It's hard to ignore the American influence here. The country still uses the U.S. dollar, and nearly 40% of Panama's GDP comes from activity related to the American-built Panama Canal.
The U.S. occupied the Panamanian territory for almost 100 years.
In 1999, Panama gained full sovereignty over the canal zone that dissected the country and accounted for 5% of its land.
That area of the country was forbidden for Panamanians, and that really was a barrier for Panama to exploit our geographical position and advantage. Therefore, Panama had to basically go through a process of self-discovery, of doing things, thinking outside the box.
Which has now come full circle, with Panama this week opening its expanded canal, a more than $5 billion investment. Despite recent trends showing a drop in global shipping and trade, officials are confident it'll pay off. They say demographics are on their side.
750 million people for Latin America. So what it means is the compound growth of population in the region is close to 20%. So consumptions will be very steady and will be reflecting a marginal growth just of consumption. It doesn't have nothing to do with how the trade behaves.
He says the canal will need to meet that demand. Well, for all its success, Panama is still a country of contrasts. The relatively new skyline behind me, a reflection of the more than 6% annual growth. While nearby, the visibly lingering effects of poverty. This neighborhood is called Hollywood. There's very little glitz or glamour, and the people here say they're still waiting for Panama's riches to trickle down.
The sectors of the Panamanian economy that has prospered most in the past 25, 30 years has been those sectors exposed to the international economy. And for that, you need to be highly competitive. You have to be very well trained. If you really want to impact the vast majority of people, you have to reform education to really give people the tools they need to really take advantage of what the world economy is offering.
Government has made combating poverty a national priority and says it intends to use its new wealth to do so. Rui Ruttenberg, CCTV in Panama City, Panama.